We are moving past the era of chat. AI is shifting from a passive text box to an active system that can navigate environments and execute multi-step tasks independently. Manual prompt and response workflows are becoming a bottleneck. When you delegate tasks directly to the terminal or the browser, you completely remove the human friction that limits how much work a model can actually get done in an hour. But moving into full autonomy introduces variables chat never had to account for. You're suddenly managing deep security permissions, exponential token costs, and models gated behind limited previews. This quadrant chart maps the current transition. Tools that started as consumer novelties and a manual chat interface are migrating toward the top right, becoming fully autonomous enterprise infrastructure. Today, the decision is no longer about whether to use an agent, but which architecture you can actually sustain. You have to choose between the Anthropic Claude 5 ecosystem and the OpenAI GPT 5.6 standard. When model intelligence is gated by restricted access and $30 per million token rates, raw reasoning power is no longer your only bottleneck. Right now, your productivity depends entirely on how you balance that intelligence against your technical constraints and security boundaries. This matrix evaluates top coding contenders. GPT 5.6 Sol leads, hitting 88.8% on Terminal Bench. But it's a limited preview costing $30 per million tokens. Claude Opus 4.8 offers a different profile. It's generally available today with a confirmed 1 million token context window. Using Opus 4.8 means accepting a trade-off. You're trading roughly 10 points of autonomous capability for a model you can actually deploy in production right now. For agents that need to repeatedly analyze a large codebase, Opus 4.8's prompt caching becomes a primary cost lever, making it cheaper to maintain context over long-horizon tasks. Sol is the choice for absolute power if you can get access, but for building a reliable, large-scale agent today, Opus 4.8 is the more practical deployment target. Beyond the model itself, you have to decide how you and your team will actually interact with the workforce. Anthropic provides two very different interfaces, Claude Cowork for visual, non-technical workflows, and Claude Code for the terminal. Claude Cowork uses mobile dispatch to let managers trigger complex desktop actions, like adjusting a Figma design or sending a Slack update, directly from their phone. This flowchart illustrates Anthropic's tiered execution model for visual tasks. It prioritizes API connectors, falls back to browsers, and uses screen reading last. But this approach carries risks. Granting agents broad access creates a security blind spot, since Cowork activity isn't captured in enterprise audit logs. For developers, the terminal-based Claude Code is a more controlled alternative. It's designed strictly for technical environments. Developers are seeing significant increases in throughput here because Anthropic has doubled rate limits across all paid plans. They've secured over 300 megawatts of compute through SpaceX to keep these high-token coding sessions running without stalling. The drawback is that terminal agents still require constant vigilance. The classifiers that handle auto mode are completely opaque, meaning you're trusting a system with your codebase that doesn't always reveal why it's making a specific change. Visual interfaces give you mobile convenience at the cost of security oversight. Terminal workflows give you speed, but they demand a high level of technical supervision. Because agents run in continuous loops, they consume tokens at a rate that can quickly overwhelm a standard budget. Managing that budget just got harder. Anthropic's promised monthly credit for the Agent SDK was officially paused on June 15th. All your SDK and command line usage now draws directly from your subscription limits or your pay-as-you-go API credits. You are paying for every loop out of pocket. This makes an API routing layer a requirement, not an option. By routing simple boilerplate tasks to cheaper models like GPT 5.6 Terra, you can save your premium Sol or Opus tokens for the high-complexity jobs that actually require them. Without a routing layer and active monitoring, an autonomous agent can silently drain a departmental budget in a single afternoon. This decision tree maps 3 effective ways to align your profile with an agent stack. For enterprise leads, the priority is compliance and predictable billing. We recommend standardizing on Claude Opus 4.8 via the API. It is the most reliable choice for professional teams. You trade Sol's raw benchmark lead for a stable environment your security team can actually audit. For solo developers, the goal is raw reasoning speed and cost-effective iteration. The best setup here is Claude Co. running Sonnet 5. You get near Opus reasoning with promotional pricing of $2 in and $10 out through the end of August. You'll have to stay within the terminal and manage your own context growth, but for shipping code quickly, this is the most efficient engine available. In both cases, a stable, predictable system beats a gated preview every time. Finally, for the non-technical knowledge worker, the setup centers on accessibility. Combining Claude Cowork with Mobile Dispatch lets you orchestrate complex desktop work from your phone, letting the agent handle the manual software navigation for you. A final warning: this visual setup should never be used in environments with sensitive financial or health data. It isn't designed for confidential client information. The race for the highest benchmark score will continue, but for your daily work, the model's rank is less important than how it fits into your operational stack. The future doesn't belong to the person with the smartest AI, but to the one who architects an ecosystem that fits their budget, their unique skills, and security needs.